going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have another underused match. This one is against Z from Twitter, and I'm using the same team as I was last video. I wanted to give this one another shot, and this battle definitely turned out to be a really interesting one. So the first thing that I noticed from the team preview is that my Jellicent does really well against the majority of his team, other than the Zoroark, really. He has a couple of bulky waters in the Vaporeon and Swampert that could be a problem to it if they can get a Toxic on me, but other than that, I'm kind of afraid of the Entei, and I gotta worry about the Zoroark kind of shenanigans there. So I'm feeling pretty confident with this matchup. As long as I can preserve my Jellicent for as long as possible, I should be able to do alright. So let's go ahead and hop into the battle. Alright, so I'm going to be leading off with my designated lead Donphan, as he's going to lead off with his Swampert. So I'm kind of expecting us to both set up our Stealth Rock on the first turn. That's generally what happens, but he actually decides to go for a Waterfall on the first turn, and check this out, I got flinched. So definitely not the way you want to start a battle, nice and hacksy, but you know, whatever, we got to keep playing. So he's just going to go for another Waterfall. Obviously, I can take another one, and that's going to allow me to get up my Stealth Rock. If I got flinched twice in a row, that would be like a damn record. But yeah, so I'm able to get my Stealth Rock up, which is really nice. And at this point, I kind of want to save Donphan. He could be potential death fodder for later, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch into Jellicent. I know I can take pretty much any attack this thing wants to throw at me, as he actually predicts a switch and just goes for an Earthquake. So my Jelly is able to take less than half from that, and I actually get the Cursed Body, so that's going to go ahead and disable his Earthquake, and now he doesn't really have anything to hit me with, and I'm hoping he doesn't have Toxic. They generally don't carry it, but I was just like really hoping he wasn't going to be able to poison me. So he's now going to switch into his pink-ass Vaporeon, and I go for the Recover just because I want to preserve Jellicent as much as possible. Obviously, that's kind of the main priority here, as I'm going to get all my health back, and him switching into the Vaporeon basically tells me that his only option to hit me with is Toxic. And I really do not want Jellicent to be poisoned, because it'd be pretty terrible. So I'm just going to switch into my Conkeldurr here, who's actually going to take the Toxic, which is not the end of the world, because I do have Guts. So it's going to raise my attack a little bit, but so I guess if there's anybody I want to be poisoned, it's this big-ass Cinderblock dude. So Conkeldurr's looking nice and veiny and poisoned here, as I'm just going to go for a knockoff, as the stupid Vaporeon goes for a Protect. So that tells me it's the usual Wish Protect kind of annoying-ass Vaporeon, and he's just going to Toxic Stall me here. So I really just kind of want to get this item off of this damn Vaporeon, because this thing is a little bit of a problem to my team. I don't really have anything to directly counter it, so I kind of just have to whittle this thing down. So he hits me with a Scald, which doesn't do a whole lot, but that allows me to get a knockoff here, so he's gonna get rid of those leftovers. Hope you weren't enjoying those, you freaking fat-ass Vaporeon, as now he's just gonna Protect again, which is extremely annoying, because that's just obviously not gonna let me get a Drain Punch, get some health back, so I'm just gonna take some more from Poison, and it is really starting to rack up here, and I know he's faster, but I don't really want to switch. Conkeldurr is probably not the most useful at this point in the match. I kind of wanted to save him for Mach Punch against the Zoroark, but I just decided to let him die there. So this allows me to get a free switch into Alakazam here, and I'm able to go for a Psychic, and I know that obviously he's not going to be able to knock me out. I have a Focus Sash, and I'm not really too worried about it, so he's just going to go for a Scald. Does less than half, and he actually gets the burn, which doesn't matter because I'm Magic Guard, so, you know, no whatever. But I'm able to finish this thing off with a Psychic, and down goes the Vaporeon, which was a big priority. That thing was definitely a problem to my team, so it's nice to see that thing out of there. So, yeah, so now he's going to switch into his other bulky water. He's freaking Swampert, and I'm just going to switch back into Pringles. From what I've seen so far, I don't think this Pert has anything to hit me with more than half damage, so I decided Jellicent was a good option here, as he just goes for an Earthquake. I can eat that up, and I'm going to do a little bit of Toxic Stalling myself. I don't have Protect, so I'm not that annoying, but I'm just going to go for the Toxic here, as I believe, yeah, he's just going to Earthquake one more time, and since I'm faster, that allows me to be able to get a Recover before him, and seeing how much his Earthquake does, he's probably not going to want to stay in here and just eat up some poison damage. So Jellicent sitting here nice and majestic, floating around, going to go ahead and Recover, get some health back. And the Swampert is probably pretty frustrated at my fucking floating jellyfish here, as he's gonna go for an Earthquake again. I don't know how Earthquake hits me. I'm literally above the ground, but you know, whatever. As I actually get the Cursed Body. And you'd be surprised how often Cursed Body actually activates. It's a pretty damn useful ability, especially if you can get it to work on something that has a choice item, so that way they really don't have anything to do other than struggle, which is pretty interesting. So here he's going to switch into Yanmega, and the dead giveaway about the fact that this is definitely the Zoroark is the fact that he did not take any Stealth Rock damage. Ordinarily, if that was a real Yanmega, he would take half health from the Stealth Rock. So I know this is the Zoroark. I know he's going to want to hit me with a like a Dark Pulse or whatever the freaking Dark type move is. I'm just going to switch into my Donphan here, as he does go for the Night Daze. And yeah, so definitely going to be the Zoroark. The Stealth Rock kind of ruins the plan there for you, buddy. I can see through your little costume, you damn Zoroark. So I lost Donphan, but that allows me to get a free switch into whatever I want, so this allows me to go into my Darmanitan here, who I'm able to just go for a safe U-turn. Had he stayed in, it would have killed the Zoroark, but he's just going to switch into his Swampert, so he's going to take a little bit of damage there, and this allows me to get a matchup against this thing. So here I decide to go into Tits McGee, and I'm like, okay, I should have enough after this poison damage from him. I should be able to take him out with an Earth Power, and depending on what kind of Swampert it is. So I go for the Earth Power, Life Orb Sheer Force. I'm like, okay, this thing's going to die. But he lives it with literally 1 HP. And he's able to then fire off an Earthquake, which is going to kill my Nidoqueen. So that did not go according to plan. Nidoqueen was looking pretty useful, and I kind of just wasted her there. I really thought that was going to kill, though. You can't blame me. Like, what the hell? He lived with like 1 HP, but at least the Toxic is able to take him out, and now we have an empty field. So I decided to go into Darmanitan. It's my safest option, just because I can U-turn, as he's going to bring in his Donphan here. So I'm just going to go for the U-turn, because Darmanitan is looking really useful against the Zoroark and the Yanmega. So I'm just going to U-turn out of here, and I'm going to get a switch back into Pringles, who is still just looking pretty damn effective against this team. I know he's going to go for the knockoff, but honestly, after he gets rid of my item, I'm not too worried about it, because I can go for a recover, and then knockoff is really not going to be able to do too much damage at all. So he knows that I'm probably going to recover, so he makes a nice switch back into his Zoroark, faking as a Yanmega, so he doesn't take any Stealth Rock damage, as I'm able to now get a recover off. And so far, Jellicent is doing pretty much exactly what I wanted it to this match. I'm able to get my recovers up, and I'm still chilling at full health. So as long as I get rid of this Zoroark, I should have an easy time. I am still kind of worried about that Entei. If he is somehow able to take out my Jellicent, I could be screwed there. But I decided to switch here into Darmanitan. I know I was going to be able to live at least 1 night days from this thing. But luckily, he didn't have Stealth Rocks up, so that allowed me to live that, as he's now just going to go ahead and switch back into his Donphan. And my Fire Monkey is just doing his thing here. I'm able to get a U-turn off. And Darmanitan is really just working out his U-turn today, honestly. Pivot game strong. So Donphan's kind of getting whittled down a little bit here, so I have no reason to switch into anything else but Jellicent, so I just bring this guy in. If he does go for the knockoff, I'm going to be able to live it, but it doesn't matter because I outspeed, and I throw some mustache water right at his face, and Jellicent is able to take out the Donphan, so hell yeah. Now he's going to bring out the Zoroark again, still faking as the damn Yanmega, and look at all that damage is literally just from Stealth Rock. If that was a real Yanmega, he would have been dead like 6 times by now, but yeah, so I'm now going to bring in my Alakazam here, and he actually misses the Night Days. I went into Alakazam basically just to die, as he got a really unfortunate miss there, and that allows me to finish him off with a Focus Blast. So his pretty badass looking purple freaking shiny Zoroark is unfortunately going to die there. That was a pretty terrible miss, and it definitely had something to do with the outcome of the match, but misses happen, you know, it's to be expected. So now he's going to bring out his Entei, and here I was pretty sure that he was just going to go straight for an Extreme Speed just to be able to take out Alakazam, so I was like, hey, I'm going to be nifty, I'm going to switch into Pringles and be able to avoid the freaking Extreme Speed, but he just goes straight for a Flare Blitz, which still doesn't do very much to me at all, but I was kind of just hoping he was going to Extreme Speed there. But now he's going to go for another Flare Blitz, and this knocks me down to red health. I knew I was going to be able to live it, so I just went for the recovery here, but check it out, I got the Cursed Body to work on his Flare Blitz, and generally when you see an Entei, they are going to be like choiced in some way, so I was kind of hoping this thing was going to be choice banded. So he actually shows me that he was choice banded. He has to go for the struggle because he has no moves left thanks to the Cursed Body, and I'm able to then go for a safe recover again. So Jellicent is just recovering up a storm. Honestly, this is a good example of a battle where you can see from the freaking team preview what you need to do and what you need to preserve in order to win. So Jellicent was kind of my win condition. I'm able to then take out the Entei with, well, he actually kills himself, but I should have gone for the recover on that last turn, as now he's going to bring out his actual Yanmega. He's not the imposter this time, and he's going to go for a Giga Drain, which is going to be able to take me out with a critical hit, which is unfortunate, but I do still have the Darmanitan chilling in the back of my team. So he's going to get his speed boost, but it's really not going to help him much because I do still have a fast-ass monkey in my team, so I bring out Choice Scarf Darmanitan. I am able to outspeed, and a Flare Blitz is going to be able to take out the Yanmega. So I am going to kill myself in the process, but it's not that big of a deal because I do still have Alakazam in the back of my team, so that was a really good match. It came right down to the wire. Jellicent definitely put in the finest of work there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.